I did watch the show.
No, you have to watch the whole 5 episodes because it explains it.
I watched 3 seasons.
The first episode, I was like, what the heck, too?
I watched 3 seasons of that show.
No, Dad.
And it's quite disturbing. It's quite disturbing. That
But this season's different than the other seasons, like I said.
I know. But
Starts.
Of season 4.
It's just the introduction.
It's the introduction.
You want me to spoil it so it makes sense?
You don't have to spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. I don't.
Make sense.
But you don't know what I'm saying. You know what I'm about to say?
I seen the quotation.
The quotation is about why are we still watching a show about a white stalker murderer, romantic, that is allowed to go around killing people that he is in love with and making this normal. Why is this normal? He's worse than Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, he is not.
No, he's not.
He's what? He's worse than Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, Jeffrey Dahmer ate people.
Jeffrey Dahmer ate people, but this dude is going around teaching the world.
Jeffrey Dahmer did the same thing, plus eating people.
He is a romantic.
I don't know if Jeffrey Dahmer was a romantic.
This guy is. This guy on you is a romantic is a guy who's going on allowing people to fall in love and believing that if it's not you.
Dad, the thing about it is that makes it interesting is that you think each time like this is a different girl, like he actually likes this girl, and he does, but the obsessiveness like takes over to the point where he now wants a black woman.
Season
3, Dad, that lady was gonna kill him. Like it was low-key self-defense because like love put a thing in him, and she was like a drug on him so that he would die.
No problem. But now he wants the sister. The black woman.
That's not a sister.
I'm saying a sister, one of ours.
He didn't want her, and he wanted to like leave love for her.
Leave love for the black woman. So this is what I'm trying to ask. The question is, what is Hollywood really trying to do?
But if you watch the whole 5 episodes, Dad, it explains how different he is now.
He's different?
Yes.
He's a nicer stalker. He's a nicer murderer.
Can I tell you?
He's a nicer murderer. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying.
Let me hear you.
Okay, so everyone was like saying, everyone was saying, okay, so you're saying that, it's weird that he's a stalker to a sister now and all that type of stuff.
He's coming for black women now.
But this season, the first episode, it's like, like he's still looking for her, like he's crazy, like why are you still looking for her?
Right.
And all this type of stuff. But later on when it goes in, it shows like him finding her.
Right.
And
he's supposed to kill her.
No.
Yes, he is.
He finds
episode number 1.
The guy tells
him if you kill this girl.
Yes.
If you kill this girl, this is an issue with it. If you kill this girl, no one will know who you are, and you're safe. And then he decides, no, I want her to know I really love her, and I am not going to kill her. I am going to protect her. And again, it still leaves the taste in your mouth out of a demographic of black women who are being told, black women, you don't get married because black men don't want to get married. Black women, you need to reach outside of your race. Black women, black men don't treat you properly. Black men are abandoning you, leaving you to be raising your children by yourself. But here comes this white knight who really wants to murder you.
I'm pretty sure her husband was white. Her husband with her kids, the father of her child was white over him. Like,
Even worse.
It's nothing new. And the white man was abusive to her and was like trying to take her kid from her. You don't remember from season 3 trying to take her kid from her. And then after he was trying to help, he was like trying to help her, and he killed her. He killed the guy.
You watched all season 3? That's what happened in season 3?
Yeah,
season 3. That's what happened.
He killed
he killed her ex-husband.
That was trying to take her.
Take her kid. So he saved her and then killed her ex.
I understand your scars.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Finish the story.
And she obviously she didn't know that he did it, but she later learned that he did it. So when he seen her in Paris, which is where she went, she was obviously scared of him because she knew that he killed and you remember he faked his death.
He cut his toe off, faked his death.
Yeah, he faked his death. She's like, obviously if you're here you killed love, like you're a murderer.
Right.
So obviously he was like, I'm not what you think I am, and da 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 da. Like obviously she's like, oh, I did love you and all that type of stuff, and she still thinks like, oh yeah, like if you're gonna kill me, like da 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 da. Because obviously she's scared. She knows he's a murderer, but he lets her go, and when he lets her go, she's like surprised and stuff. Then like other episodes, it comes back to when he finds her and she's obviously scared. So he did that, I guess, so that she would like run away again, so that he doesn't know where she is. And that's why he met with her, so that she could like go somewhere he doesn't know, and so that he can protect her from like And what he did was that he took her necklace.
He took her necklace.
He took her necklace
to prove that he had killed her to the other guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then after she left, and she's out.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about the show You, where the show is about a white gentleman who we find out is at the very beginning he's into books, he's a literature addict, but he's a wonderful man. But we find out that this wonderful man is really a serial killer who romantically falls in love with women and then kills them. And we're here in season 4. My daughter told me the other day, Dad, have you seen season 4 of You? And I said, no. She goes, you gotta watch it. So I start watching this show, and I'm like, what in the heck am I looking at right now? Why is it now they're trying to create this character of this romantic white man?
Well, he's still a romantic.
He's still a romantic.
He's still
romantic serial killer.
Ill. He's not gonna kill you if he doesn't love you to an extent.
This is the point I'm trying to make. It is jading what love is supposed to actually be.
Yes, Dad. No one is gonna watch that and be like, that's normal. Like, no, that's
but
not
this
normal.
is what they are doing. They're normalizing. They're normalizing this guy, saying, you know what? And they're making you root for the serial killer. You're rooting for him.
That's how you make a show interesting. You think like Jeffrey Dahmer was like obviously everyone watched the show. Like that's just an example of knowing that he's gonna do this stuff.
Right.
So like obviously
Jeffrey Dahmer was a real
because it was
person.
such a big extent. Obviously it was still entertaining because what the heck, some people don't know like the details of it, or it's like dramatized so that it's like more interesting. But what's it called? The You character, the thing that makes him so popular is that like you obviously know like he's already killed someone, but each time the storyline makes it so that he's more like human, like so that people like at least expect what he's gonna do next and stuff. So
and I agree. That's what makes the show compelling. Is that somehow in the show
each season you're like, let's see if he changes, or let's see like if he gets worse. Like,
and you're still rooting for him to succeed.
I'm not rooting for him. If he went to jail, I would not care. But I'd be like if he went to jail or something, or if he dies at the end of the show, like it would just be sad because the show is ending, not because like I care if he does.
Well, that's the point. You want the show to continue, which means you want him to continue evading the law, and to continue in this pursuit of finding love via murdering the women that he's in love with.
The thing about the new season is that like he keeps telling him, oh, like the new people he's meeting now with the like he's in like another country. He's trying like the girls that are giving attention. Like there's a character in the show that gives him attention and stuff, and like at first he's like saying like no, like don't kiss her, don't do this with her, even though she's like welcoming to do stuff with him and like be like intimate with each other. He always stops himself because he doesn't want to like
But you know what it also does for men?
He doesn't know what he really is.
It makes every man think like, am I a serial killer too? Like when you start identifying with this guy, it becomes very problematic because it seems like in episode number 1, he doesn't kill the first person. Somebody else killed the person. And now he's stuck with a dead body that he now is expert in how to eliminate this dead body. And he eliminates the dead body, like he cut it to pieces. Like so it's like, well,
But the thing is that he's not the same because of the fact that like when he kills people, like the person that obviously is trying to blackmail him is like.
Don't say who it is. Don't say who it is.
I'm not saying who it is. I'm just saying like it seems like he gets like like
A
he
kick
gets
out of
something
it.
from it. It's like he likes it, like like I don't know, like or he or she likes it. So when Joe kills someone, obviously like he doesn't have like the regular remorse as anyone would, like the, oh my gosh, the anxiety and the guilt and stuff. But like it didn't seem like like finally like it seems like he had like he did like when he does it he believes that he has
to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And we believe it with him. We're stuck
I
in the
feel
same
like for the first
in the
season,
same conundrum
no one
of
everyone just
situation.
thought he was like very like for the first season, because that Guinevere Beck or whatever her name was, she was like normal. Like it was like, why would you do that? Like he killed her because like of all the people, like the guys in her life and all that type of stuff, and then he just ended, like it was so like what? Like it even showed him killing her. Like it was just like at the end of the episode, like at the last episode, it was just like you found out that like he actually killed her. Everyone was like, what? But the second season, it was like love was like his like,
nemesis, his perfect match, his female, like the female opposite, the opposite side of the coin, right? And she was worse than him.
Yeah, basically, like.
And that's fine. And I'm not talking about season 3. I'm talking about season 4, where now the black girl.
But now it's a different story. Like he didn't kill anyone. He's looking for the person. He's trying to paint this person, paint the murder on him. He didn't kill him.
But they've highlighted this thing with this.
Because he like they're highlighting
even the
like,
image. It's about
karma coming back to him, like where he has to he's trying to be better, and then after someone is trying to put something that was from his past on him.
Okay. So let me see. Oh, can we have a reader here? Because I can't see that in the side. What do we got? Relevant conversations happening here.
Oh, it's gone.
Let's do that.
Something sinister with all those promotions of white men, black women, and black men, white women commercials. They don't do this for Asian women, Indian women, Mexican women. They only do this for black women. I don't like how they glorify serial killers and try to humanize them. They through shows like You, it's sickening and normalizing the sick behavior. Agreed. All the movies nowadays promote romantic love, by the way, white women and black women, and they promote unromantic love between black men and black women.
That's my point. Is that now we have this romantic serial killer who, in some way, shape, or form, they're repainting an image of how even a white serial killer will love you better than a black man. Right?
Well,
that's crazy to me.
It would be different if her ex-husband was black, but he was white as well.
No.
How would that be different?
Because it would be like, because you're saying like, like the white man is always better, like is always the better match for the black.
Well, this is what I'm saying. They're making this. They're creating an image.
Man there's no black man on the show. Like it's just there's no.
Even a bigger point is that he's the only option for this lady.
He's like the main character, and then the rest
and she
are
keeps
women.
falling in love
with
white
men.
men.
In the picture. Like it's women and what they're associated with. She was associated with white men. All the women he likes have been associated with other white men. So it doesn't really play in. I don't see that part.
Okay. Say that again. So you're saying that because
he is the center of the show.
Right.
The people that make the show is the women that he's attracted to, which are all whites.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a man in the show, it's because they are associated with the women and they've been all whites.
Right.
So it's like.
So and I was fine with that.
Yeah.
There's some things I'm fine with. Leave it like that. But now, what they're doing with this show is they've included a black woman who now has a fixation with white love. And has a fixation with this new black woman in the show. And what the show is doing...
works with. It's not a
who he used to work it with, right? Yeah. And now what the show is doing is they're trying to now drag in black love into a context of the white serial killer. And there's a lot of things that black people always say, you know what, there's no black people here, there's no black... This is a show you could have left us out.
If it was Asian or like, it would be the same thing. Like,
they could have put an Asian person in there too. But they could have left us out of this one. Because, I don't know, has there ever been a famous black serial killer?
Yes.
Who?
Well, black serial killers are like they paint as drug dealers and
drug dealers, gangsters. This is the nicest, most congenial serial killer. We want him to win. Oh my gosh, he's such a nice guy.
That's like the art of like.
It is the art of what?
It's like not what is the genre, like a thriller like type of thing. Like
it's a whodunit.
If you
said it
know
in the
he's
show.
a crazy person, like the only way that's making it interesting if he goes out of like a different type of like plan for his murders. Like since he is like he's not normal, but he has like normal parts of him that people like could relate to. But he also
listen
has
to how you're becoming an apologist for him.
No, I'm not.
Is
I don't
a
care for him at
crazy.
all. He is crazy.
He's Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, he's not.
He locks
That's not
people in dungeons.
comparison.
So he's okay. He's a fictional
The only
character.
comparison is that they're serial killers.
He's a
Everything
fictional
else-
character. Jeffrey Dahmer fell in love with homosexual men. He lured them in sexually, and then murdered them.
Okay, but
This
his
is the
past-
same thing.
Okay, but
It's just
the
not
Jeffrey
homosexual.
Dahmer- okay, first of all, it was all black men. Jeffrey Dahmer, like that was like.
There we go.
No, no,
There we
there's
go.
one- there's
No
an Asian
Jericho,
boy.
no Jericho.
Little child, you watching Jeffrey Dahmer too?
No, she isn't. Anyways,
Oh my
like,
gosh.
that's
What's
actually
going
what
on
she
in
said
that
is
house?
wrong. First
Anyway.
of all, Jeffrey Dahmer was all black, so it was giving like there was something there.
Jeffrey Dahmer was a real story. That's
Yeah,
the
I
thing.
know.
It's historical. This is fiction that is trying to recreate culture. That's the problem with these shows.
I'm not trying to recreate.
Yes, it is.
anything.
Everything
you think
that
they're promoting serial killers?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That's what makes it.
That's what I'm
interesting.
saying.
You think someone's gonna be like, "Oh, I want to be like Joe and just kill people"?
Yes.
Like, no one is doing that.
That's what people will say. That's why when there's
Obviously a fiction. In the real world, like
let me give you an example. Why don't they announce when a person jumps on the subway? Have you ever heard, oh, there was somebody today that jumped in front of the subway train or the GO train? You know why they don't say it? Because they don't want to inspire people to commit suicide that way. So they never, I'm serious,
well,
they
you
never
can say
mention
this
it.
for a lot of shows. Like there's many shows like this. Like
So
many
this
movies.
show is literally, and let's look at the age group that's watching it, 11 to 16. You guys are looking at a show that is
11 to 16.
11 to 16. That's you. That's you two. You two were talking.
Jericho's not watching it.
Well, she clearly is.
No, she's not.
Okay. Well, she's talking about Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, you're not.
Okay.
And she's not. She's doing without mom's permission.
Well, and mine.
Exactly.
Right,
Like,
so
she's not supposed to be watching.
She ain't
that.
supposed to be, but she is.
And
And
I'll be
therefore,
telling-
that
I
makes
wanted
the...
to watch like a scary movie, so I saw
It's
it.
not
I was like,
scary.
okay.
It's inappropriate. It's like it's not like necessarily.
It's
scary.
inappropriate for you too. But you
Dad,
sitting there
I know
watching
right
it.
from wrong. Jericho's at the age where she can see that maybe as.
You
old.
know right from wrong.
Yeah.
You,
I'm old enough to know.
but you have not been...
It's like a like.
You've
half
have you had a
like
boyfriend? Have you had a
14,
boyfriend? No.
Yes.
Oh.
Just you
So
watch it.
so this is forming all of your adolescent life, your puberty and everything, all of your conceptualization are being formed
You
under the
just have
cultural
boyfriends to know
scope
that that's wrong.
of
Don't
popular serial killer love.
Sounds wonderful.
Sounds crazily wonderful. Yeah, so this is my issue. And then you start including the black community in these kind of black women aren't dating
Race
or
has nothing to do with it. Like this is
It
the
does.
problem. Like
It
you guys
does.
see black people and you're just like with a white person, you're like, oh, why does black people have to be? But they always include us. Like it could be.
they include us in
anyone.
the wrong stuff.
So, like it's not always about like the race. Like it's literally just the story. They could have anyone that got the part. It could have been Asian. It could have been Indian.
But why wasn't it? But this is the question. Why wasn't it?
Wasn't
This
it?
way?
Yeah.
No, Jeffrey
Like Dad, you're
Dahmer
acting like she didn't try out for the part. You think you're like, oh yeah, we're looking for African.
That's exactly what they were
woman.
looking for. They wanted an African American woman to display
Maybe
this.
they're trying to put
you.
diversity in the show. Like
That's
I don't
right,
know,
because
but
when
that
you-
doesn't mean black women was like the focus. It could have been any different race other than white, because it's all white
Technically,
characters.
when
I
they
have
write
a-
the
I have a
script, they have to
question.
say
I have a
what the
que-
woman looks like. Technically, when they write the script, they're usually a description of what they
Yeah,
want the woman
they want to know what.
Yeah,
Any more
okay,
comments?
it could have been a woman of color. Doesn't mean she has to be black. It's just she happened to get the part. You never know.
She didn't happen to get the part. They wanted a black woman in the part.
Okay, well, even if they did, even if they did, it would probably be for that more diversity because there's no other.
Did you watch
other-
season 1?
Yeah, of course.
No, before when it was fresh. Did you watch season 1?
Wait, what do you mean?
When season 1 first came out, did you watch it?
Yes.
No, you didn't. You didn't
Yes,
start
I
watching till
did.
later.
No, I did not. I watched the first month it came out.
Oh, okay. So wasn't it more interesting to you when a black woman was now a part of the main cast? Did it become
Sorry.
something that was much more interesting to you?
It was only more interesting not because she was black, but because he had a wife now, and she's crazy, and he's talking to someone at work, and without his wife's knowledge, he's cheating on his wife.
Well,
That's what makes it more interesting,
Okay.
not because she's black.
Well, my allegation is now that you put a black woman in the show, it reaches out to a whole new demographic of individuals that are now watching the show and now evaluating the show, young and old. And to me, it's a bad look.
Costco.
This is Costco.
Yeah.
It's a bad look now because now you have a whole new demographic of people that you're saying maybe they can relate to her. Maybe they can relate to her choices, falling in love with this guy. When you put
Dad, it's the same as every black girl on the show. Like, she's the same. They're luring her. He's luring every other.
Yeah, at the moment.
He's luring every girl that he falls in. He has feelings for, just like everything else. Love. He lured her. She had her problems. Like, he took care of it for her, saved the other girl. And
listen,
saved her.
I don't know. Sisters ain't gonna be attracted to a serial killer white dude. I'm sorry.
Well, obviously, none of them knew.
I'm
The
sorry.
only person that knew he was a serial killer was Love, and that's because she's just like him. She didn't know he was a serial killer. Obviously, he didn't want her to know that.
Well, hey, my brother, how are you? All praises to the Most High. This is my family here. I felt we should have this conversation about this show because you know, my daughter told me to watch it. I didn't just bring it up randomly. She's like, Dad, have you seen this show? Have you seen the last season? You got to look at it now. And so I said, okay, let me see what this young kid is looking at. I like to see what when my kids tell me, hey, check something out, I'm gonna check it out. I want to see what it is. And that's why I want to have this conversation on the Sunday and talk about, what is this show really saying? Like, what is this show really showing? Why does she want me to see it? Why does she want me to look into it? And when I saw it, it kind of shocked me. I was like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. They're dragging our girl children, and if you're from the Caribbean, our girl pick-me them. They are dragging them into this conversation about black love and white serial killers. It didn't sit well with me. So I wanted to come on here and have the conversation with you. This young lady thinks it's okay, it's just entertainment, and I understand to some extent it's just entertainment. It's just entertainment to some extent, but to some extent it's a message. It's a cultural message. Yeah, we're leaving
Yes,
the car.
bye.
Oh my gosh, can I see you?
No, everybody's coming out. We're going to Costco. So we're heading to Costco,
Yes, yeah.
and
I'm just trying to think.
What are we getting?
yeah, we're heading to Costco.
You know, I'm like having a moment where
We're gonna have another one of these conversations later. So I'll catch up with everybody. It's the real spiel. Jericho and Praise. All right.
It's the real.
It's a back
the real
girl.
Spill that gorilla out.
I'll talk to everybody later.
Okay, so Costco's really more of a big car type of adventure, but